Hey guys, this is Coach Mike, and in today's video we'll be taking a look at rondos. In addition to how to set up a rondo, I'll identify two key variables that you should consider when creating your own activity. If you stick around to the end, I'll also share with you 3 of my favorite rondo activities that you can use in your own sessions. But first though, let's start with asking the question, what is a rondo? A rondo is a training activity where one group of players are tasked with keeping possession of the ball, while another smaller group of players tries to take possession. Some also refer to this as keep away. Dutch player and coach Johan Cruyff, who implemented the rondo at Barcelona, described the activity, and I quote, "Everything that goes on in a match except shooting you can do in a rondo. The competitive aspect, fighting to make space, what to do when in possession, what to do when you haven't got the ball, how to play one-touch soccer, how to counteract the tight marking, and how to win the ball back." Rondos are often set up using a square, but the beauty of a rondo is that there is no exact science to how you set it up. The setup will largely be dictated by the ability of the group, how many players you have, and ultimately the topic you want to work on with your players. To make it both challenging and beneficial to the group of players you're working with, I recommend that you consider at least the following 2 variables before deciding how to set up your rondo. Typically, a 10 by 10 yard area is an ideal size for a standard 4v1 rondo activity. However, if you wanted to increase the difficulty for your players, make this area smaller by 1 yard until you reach 5 by 5. Smaller areas will encourage the players in possession to play faster due to the increased proximity to the defensive player or players. Thus, less space equals less time. A standard rondo is made up of 4 attackers and 1 defender. Where possible, we want to be challenging the players in finding ways to support the player that is in possession of the ball. If players are able to maneuver the ball with relative ease against 1 defender, try adding in an additional defender to increase difficulty. Remember, any rondo activity you set up should not be too easy. It may look good knocking the ball around in 1 and 2 touch against 1 defender, but if the attackers are not having to work hard to achieve it, then are they really improving as players? Generally speaking, the rondo is ideal for developing pretty much any part of the game that you want to work on. All it takes is a little planning and a bit of creativity, and you'll be well on your way. Here are some of my favorite rondo setups that you can use in your own training sessions. The first one is a 4v2 with a split pass. For this activity, you'll need 4 players on the edge of a 10 by 10 area with 2 defenders occupying the middle of the area. The aim of the game is for the attackers to maintain possession of the ball whilst trying to play pass between the 2 defenders for a point. Play for about 2 minutes and then change the defenders. My next activity is a 4v1, but this one has a little bit of a twist. Typically in a 4v1 rondo, we have 4 players on the outside and 1 in the middle. For this particular setup, we have 3 attackers on the outside of the area, and 1 of the attackers is in the central area along with the 1 defender. The aim of the game is to maintain possession of the ball and, when possible, pass into the middle for the attacker to receive and then pass out. Upon completing each successful pass in and out, the attacking team scores a point. As you can see in the example, once a point is scored, there is an interchange of positions. The central player now goes to the outside, and the player that passed the ball into the middle now becomes the central player. My final activity that I want to share with you is a 4v1 with a transfer. For this game, you will need 2 10 by 10 areas with a small space between them. The aim of the game is for the attackers to pass the ball 5 times and then switch the ball to the adjacent area. Each transfer is worth a point for each player on the team. If a defender wins possession or forces a mistake, they can join the attacking team with the player who made the mistake becoming the new defender. Play for at least 5 minutes before a short rest, and you can make this activity more challenging by increasing the amount of passes that need to be made or by reducing the size of the area. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have fun practicing your own rondos. Feel free to leave me a comment to share any ideas that you have, and if you haven't done so already, please remember to hit that subscribe button.